Hi guys, this is Michael from the Boardgames Chronicle. Today I am bringing to you a title which you will probably be surprised to see on my channel and on my blog. This is Cascadia from Randy Flynn. Why you might be surprised? Because this will not be a war game, not a historical game, but a game which I'm playing very extensively with my children and my wife, and we like it so much that I thought I will share my let's say impressions about it, tell a little about this game, and simply and yeah, share the great fun we have with it. Okay, so what is Cascadia? First and foremost, this is the region in the western Canada and northwestern US. And the game which we have here talks about the animals which are living there, about their habitats, and about the ecosystem which they create. You may say this is one more game of eco-friendly approach in the board gaming, let's say. But on the other hand, it is not so obvious, and it is not so evident that this was the main goal of the creator of the game. I would say having fun and good mechanic was the main reason. Although it is good to see more titles which are bringing the ecology dimension forward. So what do we have? We have, let me just take out the components and we'll talk about them in a moment. So yeah, we should have all components now out. Yeah, first and foremost, we have a rule book, which is, of course, not overly complex. It shows where the Cascadia is. Here you have US, here you have Canada. It talks about the components, gameplay overview. You can play it from 2 to 4 players, but you can also play it solo. It's really nicely describing the possibilities, and it has not only solo mode but also variants. You can play a family variant where you play as a team, and you can also play at least five variants if you have Kickstarter additional cards of animal habitats. And you have also Cascadia achievements and challenges. That's fantastic. Somebody really thought a lot about it, and you can go through the various challenges. And that makes this game so replayable. That is why we love it so much. That it's not like you play once and that's all. That's it. Yeah, you just play the game. No. You can play each time completely differently with a completely different approach. And how does it play? Okay. First and foremost, we have a starting tokens. There are like 5 of them. So I think you can always have a different one to start with. You can see that on those tokens, you will have some animals. So the rule is that you can put an animal token on particular habitat only if you see the corresponding picture of it. And what kind of habitat do we have here? Of course, we have forests, we have mountains, we have rivers, we have swamps. Here will be prairie, yeah. And yeah, that will be all. And from the animals, you have bears, you have elks, you have foxes, hawks, and salmons, I believe. These are salmons. What do you do in your turn? Let us say that we have this as a starting tile, and you have 2 more players. So what happens is that you have 4 tiles with various habitats and 4 animals. And those animals, gosh, are so beautiful. You see? So these are the 4 animals. And in your turn, what you can do, you can choose one of the pairs and bring them to your ecosystem. So for example, I can take this, bring it here. I can add it wherever I want, but it gives you points when you build the same habitat. The larger it is, the better, because it now gives me 2 victory points. And I can put this hawk wherever I want. It doesn't have to be on this tile which I just took. It can be here. And it actually covers all the animals which were here. Then we add up this, And we have another turn. Let me just take salmon. We have another turn. Everybody takes one tile and one animal, and it comes our turn. In our turn, let's say we now would like to take this salmon and that tile. We again will put here, you see, our forest is growing, but we will put the salmon on this special tile. Why is it special? Because you can put only salmons here. In those, you can put more than one animal. And what happens? We are getting, I think this is spruce. Let me just see. Cones. These are cones. Okay. We are getting cone. And what this cone can do, we can utilize for various things. One of the most useful is when you take the tile of animal and the habitat, you can use a cone and take, for example, this habitat and that animal. So not corresponding. So we are building the forest further, but we don't have a space for fox, so it was, let's say, we have elk. Oh, that way. We will taking elk. Good. And we use it. At the end of the game, it is worth 1 point, so it's not necessarily a good idea to spend them all the time. You can use also the cone for some other things. So you can use them just to throw all those animals away and draw 4 more, if you don't like them. If you have a situation like this, and it's your turn, so if you have 3 animals at the same time, you can put them away and draw once again. This is optional. If you have 4 bears like this is not optional. You have to actually bring them, put them aside and draw 4 new ones. How do we score the victory points? The basic victory points are scored for the habitats. So let me just bring the instruction here. So habitat tiles. You actually create corridors. They call it corridors. Let me create some more corridors. Okay. The mountains will be here. And that one is really. Let's say I have such habitat at the end of the game. Actually, I would have much larger, but for the sake of simplicity, let's assume this. It gives me, first of all, for mountains 1, 2, 3, 4 points. For forest 1, 2, 3, 4. For prairie, the largest one is 1, so I'm getting 1. For rivers, the largest one is 3, so I'm getting 3. And for swamp, the largest one is 1, so I'm getting 1. This is how you score the habitat tiles. Then you have habitat tiles majorities. Who has the largest number of mountains gets additional 3 points. The second person gets 1 point, third, fourth, 0. So that's how it works. Then you have, of course, these natural tokens, the cones. But what drives the game and makes each play unique are the wildlife scoring cards. And now we are coming to one of the most interesting parts of this game, the wildlife scoring cards. Let me just put it aside. Hopefully you can see it. So each of the animals have some wildlife scoring card. The cards have a type here, and with every game you need to have at least one scoring tile. I'm saying tile. Card, of course. One scoring tile card per animal. I hope you can see. You should see all of it. So the A is the basic one. So if you, for every pair of bears, you will be getting points. 1 per 4, 2 per 11, then 19, 4 and more 27. Foxes, like other animals, so they will be getting points for how many different various animal types are adjacent to them. So if they are adjacent to 5 different animals, they get 5 points. So this animal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, adjacent to 5 different. Elks, they will be scoring. For the lone elk, we have 2 points, but if there is a pair of them, this is 5. If there are 3 in a straight line, this is 9. If there are 4, this is 13. the salmon. I knew it. It was salmon. You will be getting the points for the groups of them. This is runs of salmon. These are the runs of salmon. And hawks. Hawks will be scoring points when they are not adjacent to other hawks. They need a lot of area, to as predators for their hunt, and that is why they don't like to be adjacent to other. Let me show you, for example, also the D. So probably most complicated version. D is here for bird. This is here. D is here for the salmon. Guys, I also like this game because it's so beautiful. So beautiful. So D is much more difficult. And with our children, 7 and 9, we rather play on the A and B wildlife scoring tiles. But with the grown-ups, you can play also on the much more difficult. So you can see grizzly bear. You have this group sizes, and per each group size you can get different various amount of points. Here you have adjacency pair. So you need to have a pairs adjacent to the foxes, to the group of foxes. Now elks, you are building here. Groups must be in a circular formation, as pictured. You can see, very interesting. Salmons in the we score for each run of salmon, 1 point for each salmon in the run, plus 1 point for each adjacent animal token. Type of animal does not matter, so it's really complicated. But hawks, this is a mind-blowing. We score for each pair of hawks an increasing number of points based on the number of unique animal types between them, not including other hawks. Each hawk may only be part of one pair. So you see, this is a pair of hawks, and between them you have some animals and you score for them. It's like reflecting that they will be hunting those animals. So this is pretty evident that these cards are much more difficult than the previous ones. I have also the promo cards which I got in Essen because I was buying this in Essen, which gives you some additional possibilities. I should have one more for bears. Yeah, here it is. So as you can see, 5 types of scoring cards per animal. You don't need to play A. You can play A, B, C, D, and star. You can play in whatever way you want, with increasing difficulty and with various difficulties per animal. So that really makes this game replayable, and each session is completely different experience. And as I said, all those achievements, solo modes, family modes make it really even really more appealing to us. So this is Cascadia, a beautiful game. I can say this is such a beautiful game if you look at the components, but very interesting. And it's really also a good lesson for children how the animals are behaving, how they are living, because of course the way the animals are depicted on the scoring cards is reflecting what happens in the natural habitats of them. It's also a good lesson for them on English, yeah, because this is the English version, so they also learn a lot. And we are spending a quality time with the whole family. I like this game. I like this game for the replayability, for the beautiful content, for the educational area and the dimension, for bringing family together, and simply also for being pretty fast, because you usually can play it in around 45 minutes maximum. And it's really small, like you can take it for travel and use it wherever you want. So that will be all today for Cascadia. A very nice, unique family game. Probably not a review you would see normally on the Boardgames Chronicle, but I simply could not resist. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content on Eurogames also, please subscribe. Please let me know in your comments what other games you would like me to discuss and tell you about. Hopefully, I will be able to do it. For today, that's all. Thank you once again, and bye. See you.